Anyone who has a child knows that at 9 months old, they're negotiating with you. They're negotiating for things they want or they need. And so understanding that and trying to see what it is that kids are really interested in, and then being able to teach them at that time something that coincides with their interest, is an enormous increase in retained knowledge over the sit down and shut up, and now you're going to do this, and now you're going to do that. What we're looking for is, how do you share, how do you translate, how do you create an environment for wisdom? How do kids slowly learn how to be wise? But not how do they learn how to do very specific things which are available in 30 seconds on Google. We have threads, big threads, and the threads of ours are not math, biology, but they're threads like how do we express ourselves, how do we measure ourselves, how do we change, what is it that we don't know? Because when you think about it, all the important things in life we know nothing about. We know nothing about love, we know nothing about death, we know nothing about why we're here, and there's no place in school to talk about any of this. And so that's how we redesign this around things that really interest kids. And then for them, it's very easy to learn once they're interested. The principle is we have one person who is a tutor, who is really a bit of a curator, a facilitator for the kids, and who understands their cultural background, the moment they're at, what they're really interested in. And they make sure that from their interest, they look for masters. And masters are people who are outside the school and who come, and who are painters or carpenters or violinists, etc. And these are the passionate ones. And when we put together a passionate adult with a kid who's paying attention because he wanted that adult, the learning that goes on is enormously, it's incomparable to the other one of saying, today we're going to learn Middle East history of the 1700s. We measure it, of course, as compared to the other schools. So let's say the national average in Brazil is very low, it's 43 out of 100, and the Lumiar School is 92 out of 100. So that's the easy part, because the system also doesn't really demand that very much. The other one is how much of these kids get into the colleges they want or follow the professions that they like, which we know is a very high, and we follow that very closely and so forth. But in the end, it is this self-gratification, this question that we're constantly asking our kids versus other schools of how happy they are, how much they feel like they want to go to school, which is the only thing that matters to us. So the one big problem that Lumiar has always had is that parents have a hard time getting their kids out of school to go back home, and that's the only test that's really valid for us.